Hello! Welcome one and all. Welcome to my stream. I am Paladin Ashe, here to stream for you again, and I am finally officially back, at least for about a week-ish, until, you know, I disappear come next week Friday and come back again probably around Tuesday. Same as. Shit happens in, you know, the summer. Anyways, I've got Palworld queued up because I've been getting into that recently. But yeah, I'm not doing my main save on my buddy's server because the fucking lag would be something real. So it's gonna be a solo file. Not that it really matters, this game's very soloable. Let's create a character. In Cum Dump Land. I'm boosting experience by 1.5 additional. No. Restrict fast battle to maximum number of bases, no limit. Ugh. Okay, I don't want to have that because it sucks. Oh, whatever, I'll have it. Okay, see, dropping all of your pals is some horseshit I've been experiencing on my buddy's server. That is some bullshit I cannot stand for. I don't mind dropping my inventory, I'll live with that. $1.5. 1.3. I'm not gonna change a whole lot. Raid events. The fuck? Predator pals. Okay. I'm not sure if those are on for my friend server. Predator pals. Aggressive variants of normal pals featuring glowing red eyes. They cannot be captured, and instead you must defeat them to farm predator cores and giant pal souls, which are required for crafting expanded inventory bags. I guess those have to be on Palworld raid events. I don't want to have to deal with that because I'm a solo dude. I can live with this. I can't live with this. Okay. Oh, 1 second. we go. Yeah, Fist of... No, wait, no, not Fist of Heaven. Paladin Ashe. So, the one thing I can't really abide by is that the characters in this game look aggressively like Pokemon characters. And damn, do the sliders look awkward. Lame that you can't change the glow color. Okay, fine. Gold. Let's make them silver skinned. Really not a whole lot of voice choices. A Lamball, Kativa, and I think they're called a Chibiki. I didn't collect very many of them because they're only good for eggs. The towers are the key. Yeah, funny thing. I barely experienced the towers. You know, this game never does ask where I want to be. Like, I'm told there are other options, but here I am in the default place. Maybe I'm just stupid and not spotting where it's supposed to be, like, picked up. Okay. First points are going into, wait. Blah, 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 blah. Don't really need anything from you. Survival guide checked. Make one of these. Hey. Okay, I guess I'm punching trees. It was funny today. I finally got to about like refined ingots or whatever they're called. And I realized I never made an upgraded version of my axe. Not that it really matters because axes are kind of weak. You don't really need them past the point. Yeah, make that fucking boyish fucking sound. Why are these never here at any other time? Like, I swear. I only started seeing them pop up here after I discovered them in my like other play. Let's see. Hey, yay! This is looking like an ideal starting point. So when I get the ability to put down a thing, I'll put it down here. Not useful to me right now. That is. Okay, where's some more stone? I did a bit, but only recently. When it initially came out, I bought it, but like didn't get into it. Then people were mentioning it like some months back. I still didn't get into it. And I fucking picked it up while my buddies were all like, yeah, we're playing the 1.0. And I'm like, let's give it another shot. It's not because the game is bad. Me and open worlds have an interesting relationship where I love them to bits, but they have to catch me in the right mindset. And that mindset is something like, if I have even the slightest bit of like I don't really have the patience to learn how to play this right now, then I'm just gonna put it down and not come to it for a while. Yeah, it's fun. Okay. This is a nice wide open space, but what about over there? Or maybe over there again. What's my current weight? But yeah, I've been playing this game with my buddies on their their persistent server. It's been fun. What hasn't been fun is the lag on that. Like, just 3 people on it causes like incomprehensible levels of lag to strike you at the worst of times. It is the most agonizing thing. I dislike how much of it is going up that wall. This is the point in an open world game where I become aggressively indecisive. It's not helped that one major complaint I do have of this game is that the placement of your base could be a little bit better. Like, I feel like you really ought to have a bit of an aerial view or something that gives you a better idea of how far your perimeter is. As it stands, I'm kind of having to eyeball it a lot. Can always build over the water. A lot of open space and the ring isn't lost on a whole lot. Yeah, okay, I can live with this. Let's also buy a wooden chest. Buy that. Buy that. Buy that. Okay. Build pal spheres. I need more of these. this is not a bad location. One thing I haven't quite figured out is when I'm starting this game, how to choose like one of the different locations, because there are very clearly areas in this game that are basically just like other starting points. Like areas kind of in this vicinity, for instance. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna return to title real quick because I want to figure out if that's, let's see, create world. Palga, custom settings. I mean, while true, I saw at no point there. I'm literally not imagining things. Like, okay, while true, there is genuinely like areas that are like so clearly the same shit, just with like a slight variation on the basic, one sec, deleting that. On the basic pals, like the Cativas and the lamb balls. And there's like no real resource differentiation. Generally, resource differentiation occurs at like the level threshold level or the biome level. Ranch, berry plantation, normal thing. Aesthetic stuff is low down my priority list right now. Yeah, okay, that's actually a good placement. It mostly encompasses land that is arable. Oh. Beat the elephant! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Just beat it. Oh, mercy hit. Just beat it, 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 beat it. Wow, weak. Whoops. Taunt, you are already being like a fucking winner. Honestly, ironically, I'm only just starting to come to understand that there are weak points on these fuckers. Because I caught a pal like today that I'd never seen before. Whoa! And it had like a bonus to like hitting pals in like the weak spots. Come over here, little guy. I want to give you a pet. Well, okay, fine. If you don't want to be pet. Wait, no. There we go. Good boy. You're cute as hell, so like I'm gonna have to do what everybody does with like, you know, brutal things. Actually, let's name it Tiamat. Tiamat's not an elephant, but still. Or wait, no. What's that one Hindu god who's an elephant? Yeah, the working ones are ones that I've been keeping like kind of like a working knowledge of, because I tend to stack those wherever possible. Like I've gotten into conveyor lines and I found out that the cute little bunny ones basically have wagey slave you know, bonuses. One basically like this one is on the field in a ranch, everybody's gets a our handiwork abilities get a singular level up. And the Botan versions of these get a 200% bonus whenever they're on a conveyor line. So of course I put down 1 and 2 of those fuckers and slap them on a conveyor line, and I'm like, these are never leaving these jobs. Let's go with Destroyer. No. Terror. Actually, no. They're a healing type. I have Inspiration. I don't think anybody but Americans will get that one. To elaborate, Typhoid Mary was a hey Chanka, was an Irish woman in, I think, New York, who worked in the care and hospitality industry and did not wash her hands, and as a result started spreading around typhoid without really knowing that she was spreading around typhoid. Get the fuck back here. Ow. Oh shit. How goes, Chanka? Doing the obligatory thing where I basically just run around and capture as many pals or Pokemon as possible. I've slightly buffed experience gains on this, mostly because, well, it is a streamer file, but still. I'm doing good, relaxing in my Sinanju blanket in which I bought today and learning with manga Skahawk figurine. Nice. Damn, you almost fucked that one up. Good for a good thing for Mercy hit. Oh no, my character is hungry. Time to make a fire. This'll have to be temporary. I lit myself on fire too many times in my base. I see that. You ruined his joke, or mad at me about ruining his joke? What joke? Oh, I'm guessing it was a joke on Bo's server or stream. Ha! Okay. No, let's place them a little bit. The joke was, why shouldn't you tell secrets in a cornfield? Too many eras. I'll probably build the house up against the wall here. Oh no. My dude is kill. Eat them kebabs. All right, there we go. You know, I'm pretty sure elephants are supposed to be herbivorous, but whatever. Opportunistic carnivores. We got any... Yep, playing separately. Bo is in a collab. I am in a solo play. I decided to start my own like solo file because unfortunately, as it is currently, the lag on like persistent servers is horrific. Like absolutely horrific. Like, this is a very kind of action combat-y Pokemon-like, and unfortunately, sometimes Pokemon are zippy and fast, and then they'll kind of zip around, but kind of lag switch Dark Souls style. And it's not fun to be on the receiving end of that. Like, there have been times my buddy Joey has been like, I'm getting off because I can't fight this thing because it's being bullshit and zipping around and I can't do anything about it. And it's like, yeah, understandable. Okay, put you there. Basic resources chest. The Gundam chat was over the top. Oh, were they just like talking constantly about Gundam? Yeah, understandable. I don't know, there's a lot of conversations where I will just kind of like mentally like, you know, recede into the background because like I don't really have anything to add. If I add anything, it's purely just to say something. And I feel somewhat awkward doing that. But sometimes I'm like, okay, but I've been silent too long. And especially when it's like a collaboration stream and I'm like one of the collabs and it's like, okay, it's time for me to actually involve myself. Made a little bit ironic because there have been times where I've gone off on a tangent about things that really nobody could comment on, like personal projects that I'm like enthused about and whatnot. And like Bo's afterwards been like, I need you to know that you talked a lot about a thing nobody could talk about, and that's why I interrupted you. And I'm just like, yeah, I get that. I think everybody on this server on the Crusade Court suffers from tangentitis. It's never really been a terrible thing, mostly because like I've experienced far worse from my own parents. Like a tangent conversation on the server is usually like interesting details. You know, like in your case, you might wind up talking about your history in the military or something like that and how it applies to the conversation. You know, that's just, you know, that's your lived experiences, so it's gonna come up. My parents, my mother will basically be like, interrupts, tells us story about when we were younger, you know, and the story will basically have no relevance to what we were talking about. And my dad, he's worse. Because half the time he'll talk about like his escapades from before he ever even met my mom. Or stuff like that. And fucking towards the end of a conversation, you'll be like, okay, I really need to end this conversation and I have to do other things tonight. Keep in mind, a conversation with my father can easily go for 2 hours plus, with mostly him talking. And you'll be like, oh, I need to go. And then he'll start trying to like engage you about stuff that he saw on Facebook. Yeah. No, I've probably told you at least once or twice in the past that my father has at times, like when the Big Bang Theory show was on, he'd be all like, hey, did you catch the latest episode of The Big Bang Theory? And I'd be like, no, Dad, I don't watch The Big Bang Theory. And despite me saying that, he would go on as if I'd said nothing and be like, that's Sheldon. He reminds me so much of you. You've got so many of his traits. Most people I tell that to are like, you killed him, right? Sorry, I gotta go working on my Gaunt's Ghost book timeline chart. Yeah. It's kind of funny because like half the time like I have a conversation that runs long, like a not insignificant amount of times, I'll be like, Dad, I have to go. And he'll be like, tries to continue on the further, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. I really need to sit. He'll be like, okay, tries to continue on the conversation for 5 more minutes. He also inspired my tendency to start talking to people on speakerphone. Mind you, nobody else is around, but still. I got to a point where even in my 20s, I was getting mad tennis elbow from just fucking holding the phone. Like, good fucking God. I put the phone down and my the inside of my elbow would just be like, what was I gonna build? All right, I was gonna repair stuff. Repair all. I got enough for 18 balls, I guess. Or enough balls in the making. Yeah, that's just my dad's nature. He's very chatty. My mother drives a lot for her work. And not terribly often recently, because she's semi-retired. But when she was on like the mainland or going somewheres and whatnot, or even just driving up island, a lot of driving, a lot of spaced out places, she'd be all like, God, I'm falling asleep at the wheel. Calls her ex and be all like, hey, my dad's name, yo, I need to talk to you about work-related thing, because they share work a bit. It's weird how like chummy their relationship is, despite the fact that their divorce wasn't quite what I'd call acrimonious, but the motivations were. And there was a period where my dad was bitter about it, but at the same time, when you look at it, like, you feel like, okay, but how did he not fucking see that coming? Yeah. And my mom basically sort of fell into that same category with my dad over time. Like, eventually he simmered down, and, she, I guess, never really held a grudge over her motivations for the divorce, even though it's like a thing that she brings up often enough. It was one of those very complex adult situations where for years as a child, I'd be like, why do you divorce? Was it because of me? Because I'm autistic? No, seriously, I had some insecurities about that. And still not completely convinced that wasn't part of it. But my mother would be all like, your father just stopped talking to me. My dad would be like, your mother never let me get a word in edgewise. I feel like that does not describe either of them. Like, they're chatty, but I could easily imagine them interrupting each other. And then, like, let's see, at one point my father had nowhere to live, so he stayed in the basement bedroom for 6 months. Very weird. Yeah, that would be strange. I can scarcely remember only like a handful of times where my dad stayed over at our place, but like, I don't think it was ever really in that sort of situation. And that's in spite of the fact that my dad did go through some awkward years. Like, I wouldn't classify him as having been an alcoholic, but he had some tendencies to towards unwise decisions while inebriated, let's just say. Lost his license for a period of time. But my mom, I guess, is like a bit of a masochist about the idea that she believes that, like, you know, family is important and kids should have, like, both parents active in their lives. And I do appreciate that. As complicated as my feelings are about my dad, I'm glad to have had him in my life actively. Okay. Have plenty enough resources to start. Okay, let's see. Put this down. Can only put down one work pal for now. Let's go with. I came home and leave and my dad was there. I just what the fucked the whole thing. Thankfully, I was an adult at the time and the one that wants nothing to do with my father. Oof. That's a big oof there. That would have been an awkward situation then. Like, not just, oh, my parents are on good terms, I guess, but I don't want to talk to my dad, and guess who I run into on leave? Base. Build a shoddy bed. Infrastructure. Well, let's go for an awkward roof shape. Okie dokie, see that? Have fun reading. base upgrades. Okay, that's helpful. Okay, you're no longer stressed. Get a shoddy bed out of the way. Okay, let's make... Okay, you've got a transport skill. Okay, I'll take it. Need more wood. Let's shoot for self-sufficiency of the base. Okay, for now... Oh, wait, no, I can't do shit about that. What's the next upgrades? Oh, I can already do that. Deploy a work pal, build pal gear. Okay. Pal gear. That. The crusher's not essential, but it's nice to have. Common shield, I'll want that. I don't really need the PAL box right now. you have no passive skill. You have mercy hit, which is why I want you. Coward, coward, insulated body, noble. Capacitor? What? Increase it. I love how useless some of these skills can fucking be. Work, slave. Perfect. Get into fucking ranching. Make nothing but chicken. Of course I'm putting windows here. Of course I gotta fucking chop down more trees. Open. The ancient tech with the special things you got for exploration options, like the grappling hook and glider, right? Bunch of things like, let me bring it up. Ancient tech is like things like grappling hooks, as he said, but also like lanterns, a ring of mercy, ore mining site. It varies. Sometimes it's something useful, sometimes it's not. I found the ring of mercy quite useful until I am in a scrap and forget that I've got it on. It also does not account for tick damage, so I've had more than a few things die because they were blasted with a stream of fire by a Pokemon and then like promptly burned for a tick after like the end of the attack. But it's otherwise useful. Like, I have a fucking two-handed sword on my dude that is, like, far outside of his damage range on any other sword right now. I got it from, like, a random recipe that dropped. And I find a lot of Lobby pals I will basically bisect with it. And that's not really good if I want to capture them. However, with the Ring of Mercy, it prevents such unfortunate outcomes. Awkward roof design, but it is what it is. There we go. Why did they have to make the voice that? Like, sincerely, why did they have to make the voice that? Like, the 3 male options is so fucking lame. dude has the fucking bottoms voice? Don't give me a what the fuck. Actually, no, actually do. Because, like, in this case, it's like, why are the 3 male voices so, like, high-pitched? Oh, because I gave him, like, near alabaster white skin and black sclera. You could do that. The face is not really something you can sculpt much. That's one of the one of the faces you can choose, so it's like, why do they give you such, like, boy voices? Or such girl voices? And then be like, you can have a manly man. It's like, can I? Zeus from what series? Like, I know you're gonna say the Greek pantheon, but like, there's so many interpretations of Zeus. Or do you mean like blonde hair, blonde beard, glowing eyes? They say hideous, but I'm over here like, I'm sorry, I like dudes. Not boys, dudes. When I say dude, I mean like mature. Okay. Okay, I've got enough to make some cloth. And then I'll put it down a lamb ball and ranch that. Man, it's been so long since I played Ark. Unfortunately, my last experience with Ark was not to be desired. Basically, my sister was all like, join us on our server, and I did. And promptly lost interest because on their server, they proceeded to be like, here, take these berries and put them in the grinder over there. Okay, you're max level now. I feel like if I were to play Ark again, it absolutely would be solo, but if I could swing it, I'd probably custom the rules to be like higher experience and whatnot, because being solo in a game where you're going to get like absolutely cream pied by a Dilophosaur or a fucking Titan boa, still salty about that. I've said many times, a game has to catch me, like an open world game has to catch me in the right light for me to like pick it up proper. It could be an amazing game, but I'm gonna like feel like on my initial experience with fucking Ark should have deleted any chance I would have given it after that, because I spawned in the kind of like the swamp area in like the original default map, like in the middle. I was like, why not? Why not in the middle? I learned a lesson. I learned a very important lesson about why you don't spawn there. Ah! Okay, there we go. Okay, well, that's getting made. Oh, it's actually got hand skills. Okay. Get ranched, motherfucker. I really should make clothes. I've been going around in my sarong, and I think like making clothes is like specifically. Where is it? Okay. I need more cloth. And yeah, one more cloth. You produce ranch items. I may as well go out and beat the shit out of Yo, you. Boop, 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 boop. Where am I? I should invest my points. 7 fucking points. Okay. Carrying capacity. But yeah, fucking my first experience in Ark was rough. I show up in the world, wander around a bit, and then a fucking giant snake comes over and does the most Morrowind shit to me ever and paralyzes me into oblivion while it beats the shit out of me. Suffice to say, I should have fucking, like, just never played after that. Not out of spite, but, like, that was such a rough experience. I feel like I would have been justified in being like, that's not for me. Let me fry them eggs. Eggs. I could go for some eggs right now. Okay. Needs more wood. Quit stretching. You're not allowed to break. Next few points are going to be into stamina. My dude has the stamina of an asthmatic. And that's bad wrong. Ah. And finish. Okay. It can already build other bases. I place that to the fact that my buddies might have set the amount of bases a bit low. Said pick that up. Okay. Okay, clothes lighter, because I will not make the mistake I made before, which is that, well, the first tower that you go to, after you beat it, yeah, they just maroon you on the top of the tower. It was so fucking bullshit. I was so mad. It's the only way to get back to the top of the tower if you just jump off and fucking die, is to fight the fight already. But my buddy set the server so that you drop literally everything, including your pals, onto the ground and can lose them if you don't get them in like 30 minutes. I'm still salty about that. Hey, Fal! The bane of Nintendo, you mean? And yes. Okay, I've got the barrier up. I've got the clothes. Time to make myself a weapon. 35, 50. I feel like a bat. I really do not want to have to run out of arrows. Actually, you know what? No. Let's give the bow and arrow a shot. Let's make a lot of arrows. Okay, you know what? A bat. Everybody needs a close range option. He sounds like he's fucking getting fucked in the ass when he makes those sounds. It's so awful. Damn, that's a lot of shit. If only there was a Kativa here to go transport shit around. Stupid cunt. Do the carrying capacity shit. Where to fucking God? I mean, it is an interesting way of putting it, but it's also fucking true. Okay, well, I best go a Viking then. Paparazzi. No, we do not want the smoke of the Memorest. You know, I very much... What? No way! Jesus! The downside about the this little elephant dude is that his hitbox is so low to the ground that he basically hits the ground more often than not. Would be lovely if you could get that out of my screen. Effigies! My point stands about what it sounds like. There we go. They were hungry and now they are not. This is the very definition of going a Viking. Well, not really. Oh, shit. Typhoid Mary, are you okay? Oh no, she's dead. She has typhoid. Funnily enough, in the case of like the historical Typhoid Mary, though I'm not sure if that was her actual name, not the typhoid part, but the Mary part, she was Irish after all. You know, it wouldn't be above the people at the time to, you know, just be like typecast away. But, she was a carrier, but not like a benign carrier. So like, she wasn't exhibiting symptoms, but she could transfer the disease on. And that was the problem, because like germ theory was barely a thing at the time, and she was an uneducated individual working a low income job. You know, somebody tells her, you've got a disease and you're spreading it to people, and she's gonna be like, I feel fine and therefore you're full of shit. I want to say like she eventually, you know, it's the first time I noticed that they hop when you hop. I want to say she eventually wound up in a tuberculosis colony, and it was largely because she wouldn't stop working in like, you know, hospitality. She could have, you know, not gone to the tuberculosis colony, but she kept working in hospitality jobs, which meant she kept exposing people to typhoid. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got an egg. Eggs aren't really all that useful until I've got the incubator, which I do not have. So these effigies I'm getting, for those who don't know, are given an offering to a fucking statue. Not one of these. It's the one that I built on my base just like a bit ago. And they basically give you like stat buffs. That's the gain. Come back here, you bitch! I wish to capture one of you. You're a decent early game fucking grow up, bitch. What do you mean I'm not out of ammo? Hey, why are you blocking me, badass? A swimmer? Come on. This game really do be testing me. Yeah, so basically different kinds of effigies give you fucking different buffs for certain things. Like the green ones that look like the little like green chipmunk thing that I just caught a moment ago. They give you capture strength, so they buff your spears. The white ones, if memory serves, buff your movement speed. And then there's another one that's kind of iridescent, and it buffs something else. I can't quite remember. But in general, they all like kind of give you a flat, like percentile buff. And it's worth grabbing them. No. Get the fuck back here. My asthma cannot take this. Your ass is literally... Get your fat ass out of my way. What? Balls. No! What do you mean you're still alive? Fuck you! Oh! My dude is hungry. We got 2 points to spend. Stamina, stamina. There's a statue up there that I can get. Okay. And a primitive furnace. Primitive furnace, primitive furnace. Oh, I shot past wherever it is. There it is. I leveled so many times. Pelt armor. Okay, I'll want to make that. I want that. I want that. Had no use for that in application. $40. Wood and stone. As you do. Wait, no, actually. Not NPCs. Player. There we go. Sorry, it was really getting to me. It's petty, I know, but good fucking god. I did not need that sound. Yeah, okay. The Mimogs are movement speed. Capture bonus is the little green statues. I've forgotten the Mimogs count as part of that. There are 4 types of effigies you can find. One that's really rare and I haven't seen more than once, but it was like up on a high point. Let's invest in some shit upgrades. Well, some of these are shit, but you are what I have. You are cute. Okay, I need ingots and nails. Wood and nail. Why, hello there. What the fuck do you want? Well, that's an interesting pal. Oh, he's very high level. And he's got some good fucking abilities. Now, not a player. I'm on a single. I'm on a non-multiplayer, map. That was a dude who brokers the selling of pals, and he gave me a bushi. And he's a fire type with a bunch of abilities. I am going to replace somebody. You. Wait, no. Probably you. Yeah. So you're a 1 in that. You're a 1 and you transport. Actually. You do nothing but... Oh, there we go. I mean, not surprising. He's got a really high lumber skill. Seriously, I'm wondering why these fuckers are like... These T-fonts are appearing here. I never saw them before in this area of the game in my buddy's map. Maybe the spawns are somewhat random. I know you can set the game to be randomized, though it is not necessarily recommended if you don't want to get fucking your face stamped in with a giant fucking cock from like some fucking random shit that's from the end game. Bushi the Rock. Okay, got nails. I still need Angussies. Okay, need that and one of these. And then I can upgrade my base again. I'm noticing my my number of bases available is jacked up. By this point, I only had access to the ability to place down like one base on the other server. Build metal chest, sphere, workbench. Okay. Wood and ingots. Bushi the Rock. The fuck? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really do look like Lucario. I think that's Anubis, though. It's honestly hilarious, and I don't judge it. Okay. I could just walk in the front door, in which I will. Just, you know, I didn't want to at the time. Okay. Metal pickaxe. Step away because somebody will fucking do that for me. Yeah, that's my little penguin. Penguin. Put up this little podium so that they know what to fucking do when I tell them to do it. Who can do what? Man, you've got a lot of things. Let's set your work preference to do nothing but transport. Not the best, but like it's you know, it's all I've got right now. What are you doing off-site? Okay, fine. The upgraded pick is honestly more crucial than the upgraded, you know, hatchet. By this point, you start to automate getting fucking metal. Meanwhile, I had the biggest bear of a time getting, you know, ore initially. Service-minded, you say? As you can see, I am already generating a buckload of ore. I hear that sparkling sound. That sparkling sound is the sound of like a larger, higher chance of being good pal in the area. And I see that sparkling up there. Probably going to, yeah, looking like it's a lamb ball. I got lucky. An applied transporting handbook. Yes. That's one of the benefits of that is I got a book that I can use to improve somebody's transport skills. There we go. What was that? Metal chest, spear bench. Okay, I need ingots galore. Ingussy. Let's see. Keeping the food supply is pretty easy. You don't really need much to keep the pals hungry. Or keep them fed. Okay. Need more leather and more ingots. Okay, I've got that. I need to go looking for leather. You dropped berries. That's level 16. A little bit high for my blood right now. Lamau. Farmhand. What do they fucking make, I wonder? Stop getting stuck on things. Oh, you're not from around these parts, are you? Welcome to our humble village. We may be a small settlement, but feel free to stay for as long as you like. Don't be startled by the various pals you may see. They've all been domesticated. Humans have lived in peace and harmony with the pals on this island. Rumor has it that a massive disaster once brought them to the edge of extinction long ago, but... That piqued your interest. In that case, you would do well to seek out the World Tree. Apologies, that might require some further explanation. I am referring to that massive tree off in the distance. The legend says that should you reach the World Tree, you'll find the truth behind all there is to know about these lands. Another claims that the source of limitless power lies within. Plenty more myths surrounding it, but I presume you get the idea. Either way, I'm afraid to say I don't know what you might actually find there. Heard that the Rain Syndicate boss may be the reason person to ask. But by all means, but by all accounts, he's been missing for quite some time now. The Rain Syndicate is an armed group that set up base at that tower and currently rules over the surrounding area. At present, their acting head is the leader's daughter, Zoe. Though judging by how unruly the rest of the members are, I do question how much order is actually being established. In any case, I would say that their tower holds some of the answers you seek. But if you insist on paying it a visit, you'd do well to prepare for the worst. Pal tamer, but how knowledgeable are you about pal gear? Simply put, certain pals can be equipped with tools, blah blah blah. Foxsparks like to build their dens close to the tower. If you manage to secure one, do try your hand at crafting a Foxsparks harness. It's a rather nifty item that allows you to carry a Foxspark around, much like a living flamethrower. With such unparalleled firepower, who would dare stand in your way? Suggest you experiment with blah 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 blah. May fortune follow you. Whatever could be the World Tree? Maybe the largest tree on the horizon? Yeah, pretty fucking much. Okay. Got points to invest. Ow! I hate how I'm hitting everything but the fucking Jolt Hogs. Ow. Fucking bitch. I only use it because like lightning and water are a terrible combo, but whatever. Weighed down by gravity! Okay. Let's generate a bunch of pal spheres. Once I get some palladium or whatever it's called. What is it called? Palladium. Hmm. Wood. Bad working conditions, my ass. God, I'm hungry. We're almost at time, so... One sec. I am going to Find somebody to raid on. I did not need to get ass blasted by my own voice. Well, Marshall's probably about to end, but I'm still going to send you all on to him. Because he is playing Palworld as well. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for coming to view me after so long away, week. I will be back in probably with more Palworld tomorrow. But until then, I have been Paladin Ashe I am signing off. I hope you enjoy, Marshall.